Hey, welcome to a Kipper and Bits discussion
A very,
cast.
a very special
Bill?
episode of Kipper and Bits.
Yeah, I guess what I might do is I might go and like nab either screenshots or just snippets of trailers and try to keep them under a certain period of time so we're
Yeah.
not like violating copyright because I'm not trying to like we're just trying to like say, hey, here's the footage of the
Hey,
thing we're talking about
this
so
is
you
the thing
know what
we're-
we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about and what it looks like. So you got
But
images to put to our beautiful voices.
yeah, so either by the time you're hearing this or shortly after you're hearing this, I may have already put up my live reactions to all of the E3 conferences. If they are already up, links will be in the description below. If they're not already up, once they do go up, links will still be in the description below. So if you see this, you can go there and watch it. Otherwise, you can check out just the VODs fully unedited on my Twitch channel at twitchtv.kipper/kipper0308.
If you're nasty.
If you're feeling sick nasty.
Sick nasty.
So
If you're feeling just sick, go see a doctor.
yeah, if you can afford it.
If you're feeling nasty, you're good. You're good.
If you live
sick nasty,
not-
also good.
If you live not in the United States,
Yeah.
it's probably a lot easier for
Yeah.
you than it is for other people.
Yeah.
So go do that.
Yeah, go figure.
Hashtag politics.
Politics. Anyhow, moving on to games.
To hashtag game politics.
Game politics.
E3.
The-
E3
these-
was this weekend / this week.
this week.
And
Yeah.
I suppose there's still more stuff to be announced, but at this point, all of the companies that matter
They've done like their major stuff.
have had things.
And maybe we'll do like another episode, you know?
Yeah.
What if there could be some new news?
I
Hey,
mean, to be honest, like it kind of just depends on how often we're able to meet to talk. And I also might just do discussions by myself.
Sure.
Where I'm just like, say, hey, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like
I often
like-
talk to myself.
Kipper and Bits. What's happening?
What's happened?
What's happening with you?
Yeah.
So we'll start with the earliest conference and the one that I did not watch and had the least interest in, EA.
EA. Yeah.
Because you actually had something on your list from EA.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the stuff that came from EA.
EA was probably like Battlefield 5. I think they talked about a Star Wars game but didn't show anything.
Yeah, I think
For
they
it?
I think they were like, hey guys, we're real sorry about how like we did bad, but
Remember
like
how we fucked up and we're probably still going to fuck up in the future?
you
we're
guys weren't that mad, right? Like we could do it one more time.
Yeah. It was
Like, we cool?
basically like the BP oil guy from South Park. Just, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. Just like the CEO of EA naked on a bear rug. We're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're really sorry.
Ooh, so sorry.
Loot boxes? What are those?
Oops.
So, like, so I had no eggs in any EA stuff because I don't like sports games and I don't really like shooters that much.
Yeah.
So, but there was something that
Yeah, there was something that interested me because I mean, of course, I came prepped to this thing.
I got it all up here, baby.
Oh yeah. Okay. You got it all up here, but it's not on. What if your brain catches on fire? Then how are you gonna remember stuff?
We will cross that bridge when we get
What
to
happens
it.
then?
Also,
I got it
my
on paper.
Also, my roommate has the fire extinguisher ready, so
Okay.
at least that prepared.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. I wrote it all down.
Go get the
So
fire
number 8
on your list of 12.
on my list of 12. My 12 things that I'm excited about. I had more, but I narrowed it down to 12. Sea of Solitude. They didn't show too much. One of the developers came out. I really liked her. She had a little, just not too much to say, but she seemed very passionate about games. I thought it was kind of. She seemed super sincere in a way that it just felt. Sometimes when people get really like, oh man, like I love games and making games, and it's just like I'm just living the dream, bruh.
Yeah.
Every day I'm living, and it didn't feel that way. It felt genuine, and I don't know. I kind of felt refreshing.
Well, you know, so there actually is one thing from EA that I'm interested in. It's Yarny 2.
I saw a little bit of Yarny too.
Speaking of like a developer like getting choked up about like, oh my god, I love video games so much that it's been my dream to present something to you all here today.
Yeah.
Because like that was an emotional that was like, man, give us more like emotional game devs.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about Ubisoft last year with Mario and Rabbids. Like the dude just like is like a huge fan of Mario, a huge fan of Miyamoto, and there's Shigeru Miyamoto presenting his game,
Mm-hmm.
on stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yarny 2 is one that I'm interested in though.
I saw a little bit of gameplay on that. It looks. I think as everyone does, everyone builds little games in their minds. Like, how would that work? I have definitely thought, oh man, that would be super cool. Have the little grappling hook game and being tethered to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks pretty fun.
Okay. Yeah, that might actually be something that ends up being a playthrough. I have not played
Mm-hmm.
the first one.
It tickles something in the back of my mind that the first one did not. The first one looked charming, but never really got. And I watched probably about 30 minutes of gameplay of that, and it never really piqued my interest. But for some reason, two people stuck together and kind of using like
each other.
Yeah, kind of tethered to each other and kind of using that to navigate through the world. That just does something. Something clicks in my mind that I really like about that.
So Sea of Solitude, another are we looking at another Skull and Bones / Sea of Thieves situation? Like it's another pirate game?
It's not a pirate game. It's about a woman who is, from my understanding of it, she's basically so lonely that she has become a monster.
Oh, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I saw.
So she's like all black. She has like feather legs and like red eyes, and there's like that version of her swimming in the water.
And there was just a lot of neon colors. And yeah. Okay. I saw that trailer, and yes.
There's like the parting of she's in the boat, and the water parts.
Yeah,
so
because
she goes.
the sea is again with the Yarny 2 thing. The only thing that interests me about EA is like the games that are not made in house at EA that EA is just publishing.
Yeah.
Like what are they calling them? Like EA.
Boo?
It's something like EA individuals or EA exclusive.
It's their publishing program.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that one also interested me.
Yeah, I think that looked really cool. Just something about the art style. Anything that has anything to do with like solitude, I really like. Like I often work alone.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when people ask me what I do, I turn to them like I'm a haggard detective, and I say I work alone.
I live off the street.
I'm from the streets.
From the streets.
And referencing to a D&T campaign. But yeah, it looks. I mean, it's super weird and arty, and that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Like if give me like a weird surreal tale about hard emotions, I'm in.
Did you see Faye?
I saw bits of it.
Because that's another one of those EA.
Yeah,
EA published. Although
you're like the little creature, and it didn't really.
You can communicate with nature, and that adds to your platforming. I was interested in it, and then I think it came out on Switch, and it did not get very good reviews.
Yeah, I think that was my assessment of it as well.
And I was this is and it wasn't and I could be wrong because I haven't looked at them in a while, but I felt like it was on the 5-6.
Yeah, I think
not on the 7-8.
I think it was more from I think the thing I've heard people say about it is that it's visually interesting. I think when people, because I mean a lot of people know that I don't like anime, but I try to be objective, and I know that there's a lot of anime that people put a lot of hard work into, and so when people show me something that's not my cup of tea, I will and I was like, I don't really care for it, but it's visually interesting.
Yeah. Well, we'll
and I know that people worked out really hard on this, so I don't want to shit on it.
We'll see what you think, because there might be an anime game I might make you suffer through.
Okay.
Which we'll talk about.
Okay.
Later.
You can punish me, Daddy.
Oh, sweet. Good. Awesome. Okay. So, are we comfortable moving on past EA then?
Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't remember anything else from that conference.
I don't give a crap about Battlefield, and I don't give a crap about sports. So
yeah,
big shocker.
Yeah.
There. Okay, so I believe Microsoft was chronologically
Microsoft. Yeah.
And I watched and reacted to that live, and I thought Microsoft did extremely well.
They got a lot of games out.
I don't care about Halo Infinite. Again, because I'm just not really into.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not into competitive shooters because I'm into shooters if there is a point.
Yeah.
Because there were a few games that you were interested in that I was also interested in. Of course, it's all freaking post-apocalyptic third-person action RPG shooters that I like, but
yeah.
And Microsoft had a plethora of those.
Yeah.
I was I'm very very ready for Ori 2, Will of the Wisps.
That
like
that did not make my
Oh.
12 list. That did make my honorable mentions list,
oh
though.
good. Just it looks so beautiful and the gameplay looks so fun. Like I cannot wait to play that.
That game looks gorgeous. I think the reason why it did not make my my 12 list, is because I haven't played the first one.
Okay,
Which
that's fair.
it's which again is on my other list of games to play.
Well, and I want to say that's like PC and Xbox only, right?
I think so.
So like I know you don't have an Xbox, right?
No.
So like unless
In my I have
your
a
laptop is garbage.
it's garbage tier. It's a garbage tier laptop. It used to be a good laptop, you know,
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
I like how whenever I say like 20 years ago, for me,
Hmm.
I always feel like, oh, if I say something was 20 years ago, that's before I was born. No, I was 7.
Yeah.
Was I 7 or was I 8? I'm pretty sure I was 7. I always like I've gotten to that point where I like actively forget how old I am.
Yeah. Time is passing. That's like I don't know if any of you out there like Colin Hayes, a lyric in one of his songs, "Time it seems to pass us as we look the other way."
Basically.
Sure, a lot of his songs are about time passing you and getting older.
But I was also like Gears of War 5 actually interested me in
Yeah.
a way that I wasn't expecting it to.
I didn't watch a lot of Gears 5. I think I tuned out when the Funko Pop Gears thing.
That was a mistake. I have no idea why they showed that at all.
I have never seen a crowd go so quiet because it was like Gears and people were like, "Fuck yeah!" and then it was Funko Pop and then just crickets.
Silence.
Crickets.
But then they were like, no, don't worry. We're not just trolling you with the shitty Funko game.
Yeah. Oh, oops. Sorry. Get that shit off the stage. I told you, Mark. It wasn't gonna work. Fuck.
And so like, yeah, Gears of War 5 looked, actually I need to get that back from Drew. He still has my like Gears of War like remastered.
Add him to
thing.
the shit list.
Yeah, right on it.
Drew, you're on my shit list.
Um,
You're not on my Drew. I'm not. I'm speaking as you're not on my shit list.
as Nate.
As Nate, you're on my
As
hug.
Nate, I can confirm
You're on my hug
you
list.
are not on my shit list.
Yeah.
Aw.
He's.
Wait, can I be on your hug list too?
I'm just joking. I don't have a hug list. I don't like touching people.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. I probably have a hug list. I like.
You
hugging
could have a
people.
hug list.
Dude, I would.
I have a firm handshake list.
Oh, okay.
Firm handshake.
That's fair. Thumb to thumb.
Thumb to thumb.
So anyway, Cuphead DLC. Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Miss Chalice, who
Miss
is
Chalice, who
so
looks
cute.
freaking adorable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
That was, and then like Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
Also, yes.
I'm interested. I mean, I love anything that has to do with treasure hunting. I was super disappointed with the last Tomb Raider.
With the second one,
I
right?
don't know what it was. It just did not. Something about it just never clicked with me. And I beat it. I played that whole game.
Oh yeah, I mean like with the Tomb Raider reboot, like just Tomb Raider,
Mhm.
I 100% completed that game.
Mhm.
Minus like okay, I 100% the single player because like the multiplayer stuff, it's like it's dead. No one plays in the multiplayer.
Mhm.
So it's like almost impossible to do without other people that just have the game.
Yeah.
Like that game kept me in. I was like, oh my god, I love being Lara Croft and this is
Yeah.
so freaking cool and like this is such a good reboot. I love her redesign. I love her character. I love how like I love the bow mechanics.
Yeah.
But the second one I played all the way through. I kind of like went back and like got salvaged so I could like upgrade all my weapons and stuff.
Mhm.
But then I never bothered to replay it.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe I need to, but like it did not. And also
A lot of snow in that game.
a lot of snow, and the fact of the matter is like there's one character that she could have just put a bullet in at the very beginning of the game,
Oh, yeah,
and
there
the
was-
whole game would not have happened.
There was some dumb story stuff in that game.
Yeah,
There was definitely
like there was
dumb story
some
stuff.
like there was some ex machina
Mhm.
ass stuff.
But I mean, even that aside, I think the gameplay there just was something that there's a juiciness that wasn't there.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this new one is.
Mhm.
I'm really sick of them using the finally you can see her become the Tomb Raider. It's like that was what the first game was
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
thought
be.
that was the. I thought that was. Are you gonna now like have a trilogy of, this is the middle of her career?
That was the improvement though for the second one was
Mhm.
that they actually had more tombs.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And
Um,
I thought some of the puzzle design, in some of the tombs were pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
On-
had even forgotten about that until like literally right now as we're talking
Yeah.
about it. And then freaking Devil May Cry 5.
Devil May Cry 5, which is
on my live reaction,
my
I
12th game.
fucked up completely, but that's because I have not played any of them.
Mhm. So
Um,
I've played a number of them. My favorite one by far, and I just learned this recently. Apparently, everyone hates this one. Was the last one that came out?
DMC.
Yeah, DMC.
Yeah.
That was the one with the he's got the
With-
short hair and he
I
gets
believe DMC is a prequel. I believe that's just a young Dante.
yeah, and that's like he's before he has long hair, and people don't like that game. That's just weird because it's the best one.
Well, it's probably like, gameplay wise, probably. I mean, like I know that the definitive version of
Mhm.
that game
Mhm.
fixed a lot of the issues from the
Yeah.
original release of it.
Granted, I think I probably got the definitive version because I bought it later on after it had been out for a while.
Yeah. And I think it's because the character changed and because the character was actively antagonistic towards his older self, I
Yeah.
guess.
People
So people didn't like the characterization. They got their panties in a bunch about it.
paint change is scary.
Yeah.
I honestly,
Um,
I can see that. I mean, you like a franchise, you come to expect certain things of it, but that gameplay on that, I guess, and I'm probably just speaking of the definitive version of it. That gameplay on that was solid,
Yeah.
and so going back to the new Devil May Cry, I will say I didn't give a shit about the story in the last one. I thought it started out all right. It was garbage by the end of that.
Mhm.
I don't care about the story. The gameplay is so much fun in those games.
Yeah.
Especially in that last one. And if this new game is anything like that, which I mean, it probably will be. I'm in, which is why it made number 12 on the list.
And so I was, as I was like right about to say, I fucked up in my live reaction
Yeah.
because I have not really it's one of those games where it's like, okay, you're aware of it, like it's
It's
like,
a popular
especially
franchise.
because I've played Bayonetta 1 and 2.
Mhm.
Like I'm not unfamiliar with like that genre of game.
Mhm.
But
Stylish
the
action.
character is not Dante, it's Nero
Mhm.
from DMC4. And the
think so.
character, yes, that's like
Mhm.
confirmed.
Yeah, okay.
And the character at the end riding on the motorcycle, like after
That's Dante.
that's Dante.
That's all mophead Dante.
And I was like, oh, it's got long hair. If this is Dante, that must be Virgil.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, you're wrong. That's Dante. The Capcom is once again going on the awesome character design trait of making their male characters homeless, bearded, and dilfy.
Dad, I'd like to fuck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard all different versions of ILF other than DILF.
Then dilf. No, that's a thing because bearded Ryu is hot. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone
Yeah.
says.
Got that good beard.
And,
Good for absorbing punches.
But bearded Dante, that particular Dante facial expression, you probably wouldn't be familiar with this, but somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. There is a really, really bad screenshot of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Where there's a character making like a
That sounds familiar.
face.
Yeah.
And I just made the face.
I saw the face.
And like
That was for
somebody
me only.
photoshopped the Dante to make it kind of look like the same smile.
Just that
Just-
that shit-eating grin.
Yeah. It was really funny how accurate it was. So. But that interested me. You could talk about a couple things that
Do you
had on
got
your list.
anything coming up?
Well, I was gonna talk so Metro interested me, like the gameplay interested
Oh, yeah.
me.
I've played the last two in the series,
I
and
didn't even know it was a series.
yeah, it's a
So,
series. Well, it's like The Witcher. It's based off of a series of novels.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh
yeah, that was a good announcement too. At the end of the conference,
The Witcher.
speaking of The Witcher, freaking Cyberpunk
Oh,
2077.
Yeah, well, put a pin in that one. I definitely
Pin-
want to talk about
Pin
that.
is in.
Um,
Back to Metro.
Metro. Yeah, so the Metro has a place deep in my heart.
In the cockles.
In the cockles, probably in the cockle region. it's one of those games that is, I kind of compare it to like Fallout 3, which is janky and broken as hell. Well, maybe not too broken. Fallout 3 was definitely broken.
It was giving me Fallout
But so
vibes,
much,
for
but so
sure.
much fun, so much fun. And I love kind of being not just being in like, I mean, if you I've played a lot of Fallout games. Like I like being in Russia instead of America, and kind of seeing that slight cultural shift.
Yeah.
But what I mean, I love about this game so much is that it's all everything is done towards immersion. You know, so like you get mud on your mask, you have to wipe it off. You want to look at the map, look at an actual paper map with a lighter in the dark. If you know if it's dark.
It doesn't fucking glow in the dark.
Yeah, it's
Odd.
and all all the weapons are like there's like an air pump rifle that you like you have to like keep pumping it up as you're using it. It just I don't know, something about that is really cool. The story is kind of interesting, and it's probably due to it being based on novels that were good to begin with. So it helps if you already have a narrative structure laid out.
And then so that was really good.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that.
Was the zombie game they showed was that Days Gone?
Days Gone.
Was that with Microsoft?
Where
Where like it had like
I thought that was Sony.
Well, no, because they talked to like they had somebody on the stage talking about how like when you make choices, the world changes. So like
that's Dying Light.
Oh, it's Dying Light. Okay.
Dying Light, El Dos.
2. Dying Light 2. Okay.
I think
That also interested
yes.
me. But I can't really say more of it than
I
that.
never played Dying Light. It's obviously very they were, I mean, up until recently, they were still making content for that game, so obviously it did well.
Yeah. And let's see here. What else did Microsoft had? They had Fallout, but we'll talk about Fallout when we get to Bethesda.
Yeah, Fallout's like kind of
And they had Kingdom Hearts, but I guess we'll talk about Kingdom Hearts when we get to Square Enix.
More like Kingdom Farts.
More like Kingdom. No, it's a good game. I played them. They're good. They're good games. They're good games, Nate.
Those trailers weren't good though. There was some sound missing from those trailers.
Yeah. They cobbled them together very quickly.
Yeah. It was obvious.
So Microsoft, I think that was it. They showed Tunic. I was extremely interested in Tunic, but that is because I'm Zelda trash and I am furry trash. So that's the game with the little fox and the very, very pretty visuals.
I saw that and I was like, this doesn't look that great. The more I watched it, it charmed the pants off me.
Charming. That's a great word for it.
Yeah, I looked at that and immediately thought this looks kind of dumb and dinky. But I watched the whole thing. And I was like, oh well, I had a big smile on my face. I was like, that looks pretty cute.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
So Tunic interested me, and then like Microsoft did way better than I thought it was going to.
Well, there's one thing that we haven't discussed
for Microsoft. What is it?
And that's my number 2.
Okay.
That's Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Of course.
Yes.
That was the one where I saw it and I texted you and was like, Nate.
Yes. As I was already watching, just fully turgid.
Because we love FromSoft here. There's a card up in the top window to our Bloodborne playlist.
Yeah. Watch that.
You should watch it.
Watch me be real good and then sometimes bad.
We'll finish it someday.
Yeah.
I heard that there are going to be no RPG elements in it.
Interesting.
No classes, no souls. Just action RPG or not action, just action adventure game.
Yeah, I'm fully on board. As far as I'm concerned, that studio can do no wrong, other than maybe that VR game. I don't know. I can't speak. I've only seen the trailer for it. It doesn't really.
I can't even speak to it because I can't even speak against it because I have not even seen that trailer because we'll get to Sony.
Yeah, I think it's From Software is one of those studios that like Naughty Dog or Rockstar. I think they're willing to take their time and definitely move out of their comfort zone to make something that they find interesting.
Yeah, FromSoft has the same. Like, I feel like Platinum Games is another one of those developers that it's just like the name is a pedigree.
Yeah.
For game development.
Yeah.
Even though Star Fox Zero sometimes Platinum Game fucks up.
Yeah. Look, you can't win all the time.
No, but like that Sekiro looks like it goes hard.
It looks fantastic, and it doesn't. I mean, while it may not be the same as a lot of like the Dark Souls or Bloodborne, and while it was Oh man, was I looking forward to Bloodborne 2? I was
Well,
so sure it was going to be Bloodborne 2.
The Shadows Die Twice was the thing they talked about at the Game Awards, right?
Yeah, and it had
So-
that the bone, which turned out to be his arm,
Yeah.
his specialty made arm. But yeah, but I think it looks super good. I mean, the gameplay. They didn't show too much, but I mean, that rope you can kind of shoot out and kind of pull yourself towards things.
Yeah.
I imagine it's gonna have. I can't
Like a
imagine
shield
that.
umbrella, that
yeah.
was cool.
I can't imagine that it will be so different from the other games. I imagine it's gonna be difficult, but fair. Gonna have a lot of weird, dark, twisted characters in it. I'm really stoked for that game.
Cool.
Granted, I mean, we haven't seen much but a trailer, but yeah.
Okay, I think is that everything for Microsoft?
I think so. What was Rage? Rage is Bethesda.
We're gonna talk about Bethesda. next.
Bethesda. Yeah, I think that's all from that.
Okay, so
Oh, Cyberpunk.
oh yes, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red. That was a good trailer.
That makes
I'm really excited for it. I know that The Witcher is very
number
good.
9 on my list.
Yeah, I
Those of you who are actually counting my things, I may say a couple numbers twice. I may not be counting this right. I put bullet points. I didn't actually number them.
I guess we'll find out in post.
Yeah. Nate, you said that was your 4th game 3 times.
I have so one. I think I found out that the protagonist can be any gender. I think that's something that's come out like after the fact.
Yeah. You make your character.
Yeah. Well, but like The Witcher, you can't.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think I think with that is The Witcher is based off a series of novels, and so Geralt is the character from the novel, whereas Cyberpunk is based off of the board game Cyberpunk or the role playing game Cyberpunk.
Okay.
So I think it would be weird if they just said you're Frank Doobles, and he doesn't like these robots showing you taking his gerb.
Yeah.
And you're going to do a harm on these robots.
I really don't have anything else much to say about it other than it looks cool as hell. And
it's really, they just showed off the world. I mean, they didn't really show off any gameplay or anything.
That's true. It was just
I think it looks cool, though. I think it looks interesting.
It'd be cooler, I think, if we didn't know that CD Projekt Red had been working on it for a really long-ass time.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that's also another studio that I have a lot of respect for.
Yeah, me too.
Because there's definitely studios that take a long time to make something, and then it's poop. This has happened many times. A long development cycle does not necessarily mean quality game, but there are certain studios that, given time to make something, they will use that time wisely and come out with something good.
So speaking of studios that take a long time to release stuff, let's talk about Bethesda.
Whoa! Good segue.
Thank you. So, let's just start with like Bethesda is like the freshest, or like Bethesda Onward are the freshest in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I live reacted to all of these, so like, I was mad at the crowd for not getting Party Hardy with Andrew WK.
I thought he did a good show.
He did a good show.
I think a good show, but
Rage 2 looked fun.
Yeah,
it's one of those shooter games where I'm like, I could get into this. It'd be a fun, because it's like it's narrative based,
Yeah.
And to throw wacky boomerangs at people looked fun. It just looked like dumb fun.
Which the first one really was. Like so it's so weird that they announced it, because I think it was like earlier this year, before even the leaks. I was thinking, I don't think they'll ever do another Rage game, but boy, that game like definitely has problems. This story really falls apart in the end. Solid gameplay throughout, though. I think it's those wing sticks are so much fun because they are usually an insta kill, and it is so satisfying to just see like something gets stuck in a dumb mutant's head. It's so satisfying.
I think the thing about that, there was a nice little cheeky like, thanks to our friends at Amazon or at Walmart Canada.
Yeah.
For spilling those beans.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that free publicity.
Yeah. And then so Rage 2, and then I don't play Prey, but they're getting a prop hunt. mode.
So
Are you familiar with Prop Hunt? Like the
I know Prop Hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually pretty excited about Prey DLC. It made my, and I just numbered these.
Oh, good.
my number 8,
Oh, good. At least you
which
didn't
I
say
already
9.
I already called out a number 8. I said Sea of Solitude was my number 8, which now everyone knows I can't count.
Well, you can't count bullets, but you can count numbers. So.
Yeah, I can do number.
A,
Yeah, the Prey
B, C,
DLC.
Z,
So
F, G.
Prey came out last year. Yeah, that was probably one of my top 3 games last year. That was,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, and probably in my. Now I don't. This is not a numbered list, but I do have a long list of my favorite games that one day I will actually go through and number.
That's very hard. I'm just looking at.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my shelf,
It's
and like I have video games on my shelf from like basically every generation of video game.
yeah. Oh,
Basically,
it's right.
and
It's a majestic collection.
thank you.
It fills me with awe
Um.
every time I look upon it.
Yeah. God, that'd be really hard to do.
But I will say, like, Prey is definitely in the top 100, though.
Wow.
It's
okay.
It was really good. It just pushed all the right buttons. I just love that art style. I love the setting.
It's also like developed really close to here.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
up in
realize,
Austin.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's boy, Prey was so good. But they've been teasing this Moon DLC for the longest time. So along with the Prop Hunt DLC, they also have this Moon base expansion where it's like, which I was kind of worrying there was going to be an extension of the story. Just because I don't know, I didn't see how I was going to quite fit in with it. Because a big thing about the main story is that you're like on the base and you want to get off the base, so it'd be weird to go to the moon. I don't see how that would really fit in there. But it's not. It's something. It's a separate thing, which I think is super cool. Which is a procedurally generated.
It's like a roguelike.
thing. Yeah, which I think is so cool because I don't know, like it just that really hard. You have to shooter gameplay where you have to be really methodical about how you go about things. I think it would be so cool with a road. Like, I'm really excited for that DLC, which is why it made number 8.
Yeah, yes, the real number 8.
I had to look at my list again.
So what was Solitude? Was that number 9?
Cyberpunk was number 9.
So 7 was Sea of
Solitude was 7.
Okay, revised.
Yeah.
Move that up.
Edited.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting. I liked the trailer.
Yeah. Rage 2 made number 5. We had talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Rage 2.
But just if you guys are looking for my list out there, it's number 5. Number 5.
And then Fallout 76.
We gotta talk about that.
Talk about Fallout.
Fallout.
So, what do you think?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know how I feel about the multiplayer, and that's only because I'm a grumpy old man and I like to play things on my own. I don't play a lot of multiplayer. That being said, I'm sure it's going to be great, and if I do get into it, I'm sure I would actually really love it.
I would love to play Fallout 76 with like you, Drew, and Patrick.
I think that would be
optimal.
I think we should writing that down for future notes. Okay.
I don't know if the process that I run our voices through is going to hear that, but okay, it's been written down.
Wrote it down. I wrote it down harder.
I think that would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Although the problem is Drew's probably going to want to get that on his Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Because
that
4K.
nasty boy. Got to get all those more Ks.
I need to talk to him actually, because I wonder if he's like if Microsoft convinced him.
Yeah.
Because if I had an Xbox One X, I think I'd be like, yeah, this conference was good.
Yeah. It'd be good to get his opinion.
But
on
Fallout
these
76, like, I don't know if I really care for the idea that other people can just fuck up everything for you, and knowing how the internet functions.
Yeah.
Where I feel like most people would rather go out of their way to fuck up somebody else's day rather than be cool.
I will say like my general way of how I kind of walk through the world is usually the same way I go about games, and that doesn't really work well. Because my thing is like, oh, I'll be nice to you, and I'll give you a bunch of chances. I just want to be friends with you, and I
I'm the same way.
can't tell you how many times I've played online, and someone's just like, oh yeah, and then they shoot me in the back. I'm like, oh shucks, bro, your gun was on there. I don't know if you knew
Oh my god.
that.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't want to I want.
It's just kind of yeah.
And the thing is like, I'm really methodical with Fallout.
That's yeah.
I'm
I can't explain the amount of time I've spent just like, this bobblehead should go right here. Now 2 inches to the left. No, back 2 more inches.
Well, and the thing is funny is like, you, Drew, Patrick all played Fallout 4 at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got Fallout 4 that Christmas.
Yeah, you got to considerably later.
Was it a whole year later, possibly?
It was yeah, because I think the first DLC or all of the DLC had just almost all.
Not all of it. The only DLC that had dropped, like Far Harbor.
Fahaba.
I think I got it right as Far Harbor was dropping.
Yeah.
So
Fahaba.
Fahaba. And y'all played that game a lot. I played that game like 3 times as long as all 3 of y'all did.
You beat us because we were like, yeah, this game's real good, and you're like, oh boy, whoa, I guess I'll play it whenever I play it.
Yeah,
and then you did, and
I played it, and I was like, hey guys, check it. He's like, did you all do this?
You played all of it,
or this,
like,
or this?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Or did you know about this companion or this companion?
Are these things?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I did not do that. I did not know about that.
But it's okay. Like, since Fallout 4 was my first Fallout, I'm in a very unique camp.
I definitely did that with Fallout 3. Like, I played so many different playthroughs of Fallout 3 that I got the bug then.
So that was the problem with Fallout 4 for me, and really Bethesda games like that, like RPGs in general, is that like I do one character and I do everything as the one character.
Oh, I definitely did that. Like in Fallout 3, I did the everything in one character.
Run.
And then I went back and I think I would like style a character. I would like kind of like, like D&D. I'd like, this is the kind of character, these are their values, and then I role played hardcore. That's what I did.
Yeah, see, I've never, and I really honestly should try. Maybe that's what I should do with Skyrim VR. Honestly,
that might be fun.
Like, try to like, because I'm already thinking I'm gonna do just magic, and I've never done that in Skyrim before.
I did that with Skyrim. I did a orc mage.
Okay,
that was pretty cool.
So with that, I am looking forward to it. Elder Scrolls 6. Thank you for that announcement, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That nothing of an announcement. I mean, of course they're working on it.
Yeah.
I think it was nice. I think it's all like, I think to get ahead of all of the rumor mills or leaks, it's like, of course we're working on it.
I mean, well, just like Metroid Prime 4 last year for Nintendo, it was just a confirmation of, hey,
we love you.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
We don't got a lot to show you yet, but we got something.
Be chill.
So stop fucking bitching about it. That's what Pokemon did a month ago when they're like, because Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee are looking very cash, and it's obviously to get the people who got into the mobile app to buy a Switch to continue playing Pokemon.
Of course, yeah.
And they were like, hey, this is not the game that is the core RPG game. We are coming out with that next year.
Yeah. This is not that. This is not the thing that you were super excited for.
But like, hey, this might tide you over, and it actually is probably going to tide me over.
Yeah, it looks kind of cute. I don't care for Pokemon,
it's okay. You
but
don't have to.
I see the value in the franchise.
And then Fallout Shelter on consoles. I might pick it up for my Switch and dingle with it.
I definitely played that for 20 minutes when it came out.
That's
how many years
what
ago?
I'm going to do.
I definitely did that.
And Blades, also probably the same thing. I will enjoy a hot tutorial period for that. And this moment they start bringing up like the premium currency that you have to wait for, I'll be like, okay.
I will say about quickly going back to Fallout 76 is I really like the kind of open-endedness of it.
Yeah.
The way they're talking about, it's like, you decide who's the bad guy. You kind of. I really like that.
I love the setting as well.
Yeah,
I'm excited for all the new monsters. that's what makes Fallout good, like really good for me. It's probably why I'm going to be interested in Rage 2 over like Metro, is because shooting at people is one thing.
Yeah.
But to shoot at like monsters,
big old
and
grizzly monsters.
That's why I like Dead Space.
I saw a Snallycaster in there. That's because they were talking about
and Mothman too.
Mothman, yeah, but they were talking about using West Virginian folklore.
Yeah.
It's a Snallycaster.
Oh my god! And fucking Country Road, Take Me Home is a bitchin' ass song.
They really got their full. They're like, we paid for the rights to this song. We got our own kicking ass version of it. We're playing this over and over again. And to be honest, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Really good.
Yeah, they did a good job.
So I think that was basically all of Bethesda.
I think so. Let me.
Oh well, no, Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein
Youngblood. Which I'm also very excited.
Youngblood. That made my number 11.
That looks really fun. I would love to play that. I could definitely tolerate playing that co-op with somebody. I wouldn't do it by myself.
I think co-op would actually be a lot of fun. So I very recently played the new Colossus, and I think I chose a harder. I don't want to pretend that I'm like super good at video games. Like I've been playing video games my whole life. I should be better by now.
You can watch the Bloodborne.
You can watch the Bloodborne.
Proof of that.
Yeah. I
both reasons.
I picked a harder difficulty than I think what was enjoyable in that. I found myself swearing at Wolfenstein. That being said, the gameplay is really tight. The level of detail in the world is super cool. I thought the story was maybe a little. I mean, it's Wolfenstein, a series that had Mecha Hitler, so I'm not gonna fault it for being crazy and over the top.
I loved their and we're bringing Wolfenstein 2 to the Switch so we can bring our message about fuck Nazis to every platform.
Yes, you had the most fun killing the shit out of those Nazis.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm kind of interested. I want to see some gameplay for that VR game. The Wolfenstein one.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
I think it's like Wolfenstein Cyber Hacker or something like that.
Okay.
Basically, you get to hack into Nazi robots and kill Nazis with their own robots.
That sounds good.
It's one of those. It's one of those things like where a lot of VR games are like making it so that the player is stationary, so that it removes the motion sickness aspect of it.
Yeah, it's hard to do the motion. I think that's I'm not saying anything crazy new here, but I think that's one of the main problems holding VR back right now is the lack of mobility in games.
Yeah. Okay, so that is Bethesda. So after Bethesda, I believe was Devolver Digital.
Mm-hmm.
And
what'd they announce? I didn't see theirs at all.
Devolver Digital once again took the piss out of E3.
I do like Devolver though. I like them as a developer.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
The only
they did Hotline Miami.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They didn't make they
published it.
I think they're a good publisher.
They published From Software's Metal Wolf Chaos.
Okay.
And that is a game from like 14 years ago, and even though the game has like all the voice acting is over the top English voice acting, but it was never localized.
Yeah.
So, and because of Super Best Friends play, they did a playthrough of that game, and then it picked up some traction, and then Devolver was like, yo, do you guys want us to like try to publish this? Because like we would love to publish this. And you know, one thing led to another, and they finally were able to get the rights from Software to be able to publish it. So it's coming out. It's like if you were to put the Team America, World Police, America, fuck yeah, into mecha gameplay, you basically are the president of the United States in a mecha trying to stop the evil vice president.
Yeah.
So like
that sounds crazy.
It's basically
dope.
Like America, fuck yeah, the game.
Yeah.
So much so that their website choice leaves some to be desired. Because they made it like Mech America Great Again. I was like, oh, this joke would have maybe been funnier in 2015, but okay.
Yeah. It's just sadness.
Yeah. So that's really like they took the piss out of E3 and they announced a game that a lot of people are happy about.
Yeah.
That's really all I know. I don't know if they announced anything else, but that was the big one for Devolver. So like they did okay. I guess we can knock out the other small conferences out of the way right now,
Yeah.
too. Limited Run Games did have a conference. They're the people who like make physical versions
Mhm.
of games because like they're like, hey, we know these indie publishers don't often have the resources to do that, and we want to preserve games after servers are shut off.
Yeah. I mean, it costs a lot of money to make a disc.
Yeah, well, and Switch cartridges.
Or
So
that
I'm
too, yeah.
very, very pleased with. They're going to be publishing Salt and Sanctuary for
Mhm.
PS4 and Vita, and that's a really good.
I've heard good things.
Yeah,
I see it every now and then. I'm like, I should get this.
it probably would be up your alley. I think.
Yeah. I
actually.
think it just the art style turns me off. It seems too flash gamey.
Yeah.
But I mean, I should put that behind me though. I've been told it's right up my alley.
They are going to be publishing a physical version of Ukulele on Switch.
Cool.
Which I purposefully have been waiting for that.
Yeah.
Like I had an idea that when they didn't announce a physical version, that Limited Run Games would be getting it.
Mm-hmm.
They are also doing a physical version of Dust and Elysian Tale.
Mm-hmm. I know this game.
And I've never played that game,
Mhm.
and I'm also garbage, so I would love it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that.
I mean,
And
it
they're
looked really good.
They're doing a Switch version of Night Trap, which Night Trap already got released by them on PC and PS4 physically, but like the fucking pre-order sold out in like seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that for
Gotta get that Night Trap.
the Switch version, I'll be able to actually get it because I
Okay.
really wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a really fun.
Just put that up on the. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then that was.
It's also the new genre of
that I
music that
was-
my band's getting into is Night Trap. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
That was all that I was interested in. I think. There may have been a couple other Switch games, but like those two were like the ones I was like, oh shit, I'm getting that.
Mhm.
And then Square Enix. We already talked about Tomb Raider at length.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
We can talk about. Moreover, you can talk about this, and I will listen to you very
Yes.
intently. I'll try to be open-minded.
Well, I mean, like, well, the elephant out of the room. The trailers were edited very poorly,
Yes.
but they were the first time that those trailers had been seen in English,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very happy about that because all the trailers thus far have been in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks fucking amazing. Like the art style
Mhm.
and like the Unreal Engine, like the game is just really freaking pretty looking.
Looks solid.
And the
Visually
game-
interesting.
and the gameplay also looks fun as hell too.
Sure.
Um,
I've never played one. It is never. It's one of those games that just
and
really
I
does
was
not
one of those people who, at the end of the trailer, when Aqua was like, "You're too late," I was like, "Oh shit, Aqua got Norded," and like,
Norded?
I know, yes. There's a character named Xehanort, and basically he made her a husk of himself.
Okay.
And he's done that with many other characters.
Okay.
And so basically, it's not good, especially because, so there's a way to enjoy the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise on PS4.
Mhm.
There's two games. You just
Okay.
need the two discs, should I say?
Okay.
There's a collection called the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 Final Mix,
Okay.
and there's a Kingdom Hearts 2.8
Okay.
Final Chapter Prologue.
Okay. Okay.
The first one has like 4 playable games output into like 60 FPS HD, and then two DS games and 1 mobile game. They compiled as basically cutscene movies.
All right.
So it's like, hey, here's all the cutscenes from that game, so you can get the story from that game. And these cutscenes are nice, beautiful HD. We kind of changed the pacing to be more like a movie. So like you can watch these and get the story from these games without actually having to have the platform they're on. And then 2.8 has Dream Drop Distance, which was a 3DS game
Mm-hmm.
in HD. So they like,
Mhm.
it's like an upscaled, better looking version of the 3DS game.
Mm.
And they also have this one. There's a game on the Final Chapter Prologue called 0.2,
Okay.
which is the story of Aqua between what happens to her in Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3.
My head hurts.
It's okay. So like if you have those two, you could basically play the whole franchise and understand everything.
Okay.
But Kingdom Hearts 3 looks really good. I'm really excited for it.
It definitely. I mean, people.
And it has a release date. It has a fucking release date.
Yeah, I don't think it's a game for me. I think it's cool that it's coming out though. I mean, I think people have been really been.
I mean, it's
clawing
definitely
for
like
this.
action RPG
Yeah.
gameplay.
I'm sure if I sat down, I would like the gameplay.
I think the only one you would really like,
Mhm.
honestly, is 2.
Okay. What about 2 is good?
It's just that so Kingdom Hearts 1 is okay.
Okay.
There are things about 1 that were significantly improved upon in 2.
Okay.
And that are continuing to be improved upon in 3.
Okay.
So
I've seen some of the gameplay and it looks pretty solid. Can I play the game on mute though, so I don't have to hear any of the dialogue?
I don't know. There's kind of a charm to how shitty and campy it is.
I guess so. I'm specific about camp though. I need the right flavor of camp.
Well, I think the camp is better when you have some more context.
Okay.
Because like if you don't know what's going on,
That too, because then you're just confused.
like what's funny is so like the end of that. So I'm talking about like the very end of the trailer. The chick with the blue hair, like she's in the shadow and she like
yeah.
you know, you're late.
Mhm.
People reacted to that one of two ways, and you could tell people who've played Kingdom Hearts from people who didn't by going, "Oh shit, Aqua,
Yeah.
no, what happened to you, poor child?"
Oh no,
and,
dog!
and-
Oh shit!
Who's that?
Yeah. Who that?
So, but no, I'm really excited for it. I thought that so first of all, like Tangled, they freaking made the in-game graphics look better than the Pixar movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if you've seen like the screenshots.
I've seen pieces of it. Yeah.
Side by, I mean, because you've seen some of the Toy Story gameplay, right?
Yeah. That
like-
I would definitely.
it's like,
if I play anything, I
Holy
would want to
shit,
see
they're
that.
They're like in the Toy Story movie.
Yeah.
Is how good that looks.
I want to go to Al's Toys Barn. Toys'
and,
barn.
And like I love the worlds. Like they're doing a Monsters Inc. world.
Mhm.
There's a Toy Story world.
Mhm.
They confirmed Frozen, and they've also confirmed Pirates of the Caribbean.
I saw a piece of that.
The Pirates of the Caribbean one was at the Sony conference.
Yes. Which we'll get to.
And the Pirates of the Caribbean, what's really nice is like this time they made Sora, Donald, and Goofy match the art style of that world as opposed to just being. And I could show you, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, there is a Pirates of the Caribbean world, but Sora, Donald, and Goofy stick out because they're just like their default outfits and kind of like the colors and the textures.
Whereas now their art style changes so they fit in a little bit.
Yeah,
it's not the full. They're not like it's not like now Pinocchio is a real boy.
Yeah,
but
it's like they're textured so that at least they don't stick out quite as bad.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that when they were on the boat with old Jack Sparrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Old alleged abuser.
Yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts 3 looks good.
Yeah.
So and I guess we can like real briefly touch on because we're about to talk about Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Kingdom Hearts PS3 Pro. That's cool. I'm glad that it has everything.
Mm-hmm. Got all your goodies.
But like those two games, like, and I don't even think they're full price anymore. Like it's like $20 or $30 to get basically the entire franchise. And I mean, like, I think we will be playing Kingdom Hearts 1 eventually.
Okay.
Like Drew and I will be playing that as a playthrough on the channel. Although if I can't get his ass over here to record, I'm just going to stream all of Kingdom Hearts. So,
I'll tell you what, as an olive branch to all of the animes and things that I not necessarily up my branch, not really up my alley, which is a phrase I'm now just realizing how many times I've said during this recording. I'd be willing to play with that if Drew's not, at least a little bit, just to give it a try. Because I mean, it's obvious. Yeah. It's obviously something that people really like. So there's something there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is like it's really cool to see the Disney stuff interacting in an RPG format.
Mm-hmm.
For me, though, like I love Final Fantasy and I love Disney, and they mix the stuff so well, that like. You know, it's just one of my favorite mixes.
Okay.
But that's basically all for Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
They also showed off more Project Octopath Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's just Octopath Traveler now. I think that's the official name
Yeah.
of that game. And I am getting that shit. I will be streaming that.
I played a little bit with Drew, and it seemed interesting. Art style seemed kind of cool.
The thing is like that art style looked like what I imagined the art style of Final Fantasy when I played it as a kid.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Kind of everything's a little bit
It's
more.
like
it's those little sprites, but everything's
it's
more.
like
They're popped up.
when I was a kid, it's like that's how magical, like that HD 2D is what they're calling it.
Did you ever see The Wind Rises, Miyazaki film, the Studio
No.
Ghibli? It's probably the most realistic of his films, obviously because it takes place in the actual real world timeline. But there's a lot of scenes where the main character is really getting into designing airplanes, and it kind of shifts from him writing on paper to him actually visualizing the planes, and like so much so that when people like touch him, like he almost like jumps and he feels like he's falling through the air,
Oh, because
because he's so into it. But it's just I'm imagining it's something similar to that. Like you were so into these games as a kid that you're
that's how you feel.
Your imagination
It's
filled in
like-
all these
it's
other
like,
gaps.
Hey, Square Enix, maybe you should remake your Final Fantasy games like that instead of your really crappy Chrono Trigger PC port.
How about you do that? Huh?
Huh? And then I think that's all for Square Enix. I don't think there's anything else that they did.
I didn't follow it
So,
too closely.
Real
Quick question.
Yes.
This may be in coming up ones, but Just Cause 4, what was that on?
Oh, that's Square Enix.
Square Enix?
Yeah.
I
Square Enix.
love the Just Cause games. I played the hell out of the last one. It was just dumb fun.
This one looked like more dumb fun.
It made my side list. It didn't make my 12. Yeah, I'm into it. I really like. I'll definitely buy that game. I like the last ones. It was
Is that
a lot
like
of
a first day buy, or is that like wait till it's $20 buy?
fun. Maybe wait when I have more time, or when my schedule's a little bit more opened.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a first day buy.
That's the thing that I've liked about streaming
Mhm.
is that it's given me an excuse
Mhm.
to play the stuff on my list, because
Mhm.
if I'm streaming it, then at least it's like, okay, one, I'll have the memories of me playing this preserved.
Yes. You can show your grandchildren.
And
Now, Tubi, slow but down. Come on, look at this. Watch your grandpa. See how I did that? Grandpa, these games are so lame.
do you see how Grandpa Nate juked out that bitch?
Oh, Bloodborne 7 is so much better than this piece of garbage. Shit, Grandpa.
Oh my god. See, like that's the thing about video games that sometimes I sometimes have existential crises over. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, it's like I really love Pokemon and I love Nintendo. Oh, I'm not gonna get to play all of the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad. Anyway, moving on.
I'm kind of glad that they wrapped up Uncharted, because Uncharted is my favorite. One of my favorites.
I have Uncharted 4. I have not played it yet.
It's really good.
I've told myself I want to play through Uncharted, like the Drake collection first.
Also, I would, because it's a continuous story. More or less.
And I've only played 1 and 2, and it's been years since I played 1 and 2.
It'd be worth
I haven't
it.
ever played 3.
Be worth a try. 3
Okay.
is good. 3 is a little bit weaker of an entry, but it definitely has really strong
Is
points.
4
in it.
better than 2? 2 is like my favorite.
I think 2 is still the best one,
Did
and
you-
that could just be nostalgia, because I mean, like,
Did
2 like changed my life. I mean, like, I'm like you've seen me. How long have you known me? I've
Oh.
always worn this ring.
Yep.
I have the ring from Uncharted. I got that one from the 3 collector's edition. I've worn it ever since.
Nice.
Um,
Okay, so that's it for Square Enix.
Yeah.
Sony, I guess, is technically
Sony.
I kind of talked about limited run already.
What was Neo 2? Was that on anything?
Nio is Sony.
Sony? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off with that?
Yeah, Sony. Once again, elephant out of the room.
Why you do that weird thing?
Pacing and the weird.
Yeah.
Like if
Because they
you
like
watched-
they like started in like a small theater and then like moved everyone to it.
And oh my god, like when they moved to the second location,
Mhm.
I was like, if they're going to go back and have them talk for 15 minutes and then move again, like I'm glad that the first move was the only move
Yeah.
that happened. But oh my god, The Last of Us freaking Part 2, man.
So
that was so good, but really gruesome.
my number 1, Last of Us Part 2. The first Last of Us game is definitely in my top 10 games of all time.
I haven't even played it yet. I have the remaster.
It
I have not
is.
played it.
I have my original version and I have the remaster. I've played through them both a bunch of times. It is such a good game. I love the story in those games. The game and the gameplay too. Like I think a thing that even now. I mean it's still games are still a relatively new medium, but like I think even now people are still really struggling on how to pair narrative with gameplay without having them kind of feel dissonant from each other.
Yeah.
And
Kingdom Hearts, good example.
But I think The Last of Us really hit the nail on the head of making you feel like just like crafting stuff on the fly,
Mm-hmm.
like always like worrying about ammo. Like I remember okay, I got 3 bullets in this gun. I got 4 bullets in and oh shit, and then you just going and hitting someone with a brick to death.
That was the part of the trailer that like got me all worried. It's like, dude, you spent 4 bullets on one guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely like watching. You're like, I know that this is for like a cinematic reasons that they're playing it this way. Were I playing, I would have shot that guy, ran around, stabbed his other friend, gone and stabbed the other guys, and then gone and.
Yeah, well, and
I would have had a lot more bullets by the end of this.
That was really good gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So back to kind of like why I felt more comfortable, I guess, watching Rage 2 is that like the gameplay for Last of Us Part 2 was really gruesome.
It was.
And very gruesome
Mm-hmm.
and very like, oh, that's a real person.
Yeah.
Like, especially like when it starts out with the dude getting disemboweled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's people.
I thought it was a nice framing mechanism where it was like, oh, they probably see you as a threat, and like, no, I'm just a girl. I'm not a threat, and here's Ellie being a threat.
I think that's the only thing that kind of like I kind of get it. I kind of get that she, because I think she's always been kind of an outsider. I mean that makes sense that she's not having fun at parties.
Mm-hmm.
But Ellie has killed a lot of people, and she has learned has learned to take care of herself, and like so just that kind of like shy, like, oh, I don't know, maybe people don't. I'm like, she would. I don't know. Maybe
she wouldn't care.
That being said, like I mean it's not necessarily like a linear thing. Maybe you're confident in other things doesn't mean you're confident in.
That's fair.
It's it's not a direct correlation, but still for some reason I thought there's something not quite there. That being said, I did like that. I really liked that. Like oh yeah, they should be afraid of you, and then like her just fucking stabbing that dude in the neck.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good. Yeah. Also, like, how good does that game look?
Oh my god, it looks gorgeous.
I will say, like, probably one of the first times in recent memories that a kiss did not look weird.
Oh yeah,
like their lips actually like kind of squished together just right. Like it didn't like,
and it was really good sound design too.
Yes,
like
yes,
it was
so good,
excellent. The banjo, like at first, I was like, oh look, they're enhancing Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo's falling on some hard times.
But that was like I loved how haunting it was.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it's funny. It reminded me of Left 4 Dead 2 because
mm-hmm.
there's like a similar like slow cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
For Left 4 Dead 2.
Got that banjo music
with the like the very haunting, slowly played banjo.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was a really good like. And the thing is, like, I saw Naughty Dog and I was like, oh, is this another Uncharted? Because I saw like real people,
Yeah.
I was like, well,
I
clearly
knew
this
from
is not Crash Bandicoot.
The second that dude sat down with a banjo, because he's playing not directly the music, but music like kind of like a medley of songs from The Last of Us.
Well, see, and that's the thing is like since I have never like played it really, I mean, like I am culturally aware of it.
Sure, yeah.
I also kind of like that it kind of like The Walking Dead does a similar thing where you play episode 1 as one character,
mm-hmm.
and the game is kind of taken over by the one you're taking care of.
Yeah, Clementine, right?
Yeah, Clementine. Oh my god, Clementine's such a badass.
Yeah. It kind of that similar structure
dynamic.
Of that father. I mean, he's not her father, but
explicitly,
it's that same thing. You have a guardian passing on knowledge, and then something befalls them, and then
something befalls them, and then the person like, hey, remember all that knowledge? Here's like fucking the badass version of it.
Yeah,
essentially. So yeah, that was good. Then the next one was I saw some really funny memes of the guy playing the flute.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel Jesus tonight here in this Chili's. But
Oh.
you know what? That instrument is not easy to play, and it was beautiful. It
Yeah,
was just very funny at the same time.
I kind of wish he hadn't been wearing the get up. Just
That he'd just been wearing regular clothes.
yeah. I mean, again, I'm sure that instrument is hard to play. Lord knows I can't play an instrument, and he
Yeah.
was playing it very well.
Beautifully, yeah. Like
It
was
just he
gorgeous,
just seemed
but-
like too much of a caricature.
yeah.
Like
Again, I feel Jesus in this Chili's
yeah,
tonight.
yeah. It's
Like-
just
or like the dude,
Mm.
or like the freaking the meme of the girl covering her ears and the guy behind her with the trumpet.
yeah.
Like I'm like, oh man, this is gonna get memed really. And there was
Oh.
another dude in the Sony crowd, and if I have the clip, I'll play it.
Mhm.
But there was definitely a dude who said something and got picked up by the microphone that probably did
Oh,
not
no.
want to be on the internet forever.
Well, in the Microsoft one, there was a guy in the
Oh,
in the.
we skipped over Ubisoft. We'll do Ubisoft.
We'll
next,
go
speaking
back.
Of that.
We'll go back.
Um,
Be more memorable.
but anyway, the game
Ubisoft.
they
I
showed
think that's good
was
stuff.
the Spirit of Tsushima. Is that what it's called, or the Mask of Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima.
The Ghost of Tsushima.
Number 4 on my list.
That also looked excellent and gruesome and very good. I was very sad when they were fighting each other, but I was
Mhm.
glad they were friends
You
again
hate
by the
you
end.
hate to see friends fight.
But I don't really have a lot to add to that one other than it looks good.
Yeah, it looks
I
really
will
good.
probably play it.
I mean, I think there's something really similar about a lot of like westerns and samurai films.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crossover between them. I mean, a lot of the I think I forget the Italian director who did the Clint Eastwood movies. But he took a lot from like samurai movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I love that tension of like we're gonna fight now, and just that stand still, and then whooshing,
Oh, yeah.
one blow and he's
He
dead.
even did the thing.
Yes.
Like he did the thing of like whipping the sword out so fast you weren't even ready for it.
The thing you always want in a samurai game, and yet
Yeah.
I can't really think of a game that's done that super well.
Yeah.
I really like that. I have a feeling this game is really gonna itch that Bloodborne, the Dark Souls.
The color palette looked really beautiful.
It
too.
looked really good, yeah. That kind of sort of semi-stylized landscape of
There's a lot of samurai games this E3.
Yeah.
There's also Nioh 2, which I thought it was Demon's Gaze.
yeah.
Which is it Demon's Gaze? There is a PS Vita that also eventually got ported to PS4.
Mhm.
That's basically like Monster Hunter but demons.
Okay.
It's like instead of you're hunting monsters, you're hunting like traditional Japanese demons. And it's samurai, and that's what I
pretty cool.
thought it was at first when you turned into like the Oni thing. But it's Nioh 2,
Yeah.
which is like what some people were comparing as a samurai Dark Souls, right?
Yeah.
You know about Nioh at
Oh
all?
yeah, I played the demo when it came out. It was something I was super excited, and I just didn't feel like I had the time to put into.
Okay.
It when I played it, it definitely scratched that itch of like, boy, this is super hard, and I have to be methodical. And I liked how the weapons were a little bit more bombastic than little less. Not that Dark Souls is super set in realism. You'll have like giant hammers and shit like that, but
Yeah.
But I mean, you had like a chain that you could like throw out, hit a dude with, and then switch over to a spear.
Well,
I thought that was
and
super
now
cool.
you got an Oni mode, I guess.
Yeah,
So that's cool.
I think
Um,
I'd be nice if it was maybe a good jumping on point. Maybe if like hey, you didn't play the first one, it's okay. You can play this one anyways. Because
Yeah.
I would like to just kind of hop on to this second one. Although I should probably go back and play the first one. It's right up my alley.
well, that might be another good record.
Yeah,
that could be
that
another
might be good.
series.
Might be good. Just watch two little fledgling little ducklings wander into the dark world. Of
And
that
then
game.
Resi 2.
Yeah,
Hype.
it looks cool.
I'm hyped for Resi 2. One of my friends was like really wanting that, and I was very happy that his dream came true.
Mhm.
Control.
Can I share a secret with you?
Yeah.
When I think it was like senior year of high school, I think I was playing the shit out of a Resident Evil 4. It had come out a couple years before that, I think.
Okay.
I had Leon's haircut.
Oh yeah,
from Resident Evil 4. I straight up had that haircut.
that's funny. I for Resident Evil, there's one that begins on a train. I think-
Zero.
yeah. Okay. So Zero. So I borrowed Zero from a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I played it for 10 minutes, and I turned my GameCube off.
Mhm.
I put it back in the box.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged my friend on like the AIM and was like, "Hey, you can have this game back. I don't want to play
I
it."
don't want to. I
It
never
scared
played.
the shit out of me. And now this
Yeah.
is before, like,
This is before you were dead inside, like all of us.
well, right when Walking Dead season 1
Uh-huh.
came out, I loved The Walking Dead for
Mhm.
like season 1 explicitly
Mhm.
because I loved like, hey, there's this really awesome zombie show
Mhm.
on AMC that you should, and then like after season 1 ended, like I think I watched through season 2.
Mhm.
After that, when it became really like mainstream, I was like, ah, nah, fuck Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't. I've heard a phrase recently, and I
Mhm.
can't. It's one of the. It's like synchronicity or no, but it's not quite right. I recently learned it's not quite that term. Either way, it's something that has been come to my attention, and
Yeah.
now I can't help but apply it to so many different things. It's like, oh, I have a word for this now.
Yeah.
Premium mediocre.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, that is just like that's chicken McNugget with truffle oil.
Yeah.
Like I find like Game of Thrones is like this. I watched most of Game of Thrones. Like I definitely like that show. I've seen most of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It's passable with a really big budget.
Well, and the thing is too about like zombie stuff in general
Mm-hmm.
is I got really hard genre fatigue.
I think
over
we all
zombie
did.
stuff.
I think we all did.
I was, Dead Island was out at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I played the shit out of Dead Island. That
Mhm.
game was so much fun.
Mhm.
That trailer to this day is still one of my favorite video game trailers of all time.
It's a classic. Has very little to do with
the
the
actual game.
Boy, is it
But
good.
like, does like it set the fucking mood for the setting you're being thrust.
You could
in.
probably submit that to an art. What do they do? Those things where I'm having a brain fart. A
gallery.
thing, not a gallery, a film festival. Thank you, off-screen
Yeah.
voice.
And then so like, yeah. So but Resident Evil 2 looks good. Control reminded me a lot of Half-Life 2 because you're doing shit with gravity. And
There
stuff.
was this one game. It's an older. I think it's like a PS2 game where you're
Mhm.
like breaking out of a government facility and you have like psychic
Telekinesis
telekinesis.
powers.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks.
It looks. I was like,
looks
oh,
cool.
that looks good.
I don't think I'll play it, but it definitely looked. I mean, we didn't see that too much about it.
And then they did like a little like sizzle reel of some VR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to Ghost Giant. That
Mhm.
looked really, really cute.
You were showing me some of that, and I
Um,
really like the art style.
They
on
are
that.
putting Beat Saber onto PSVR,
Mhm.
and I love rhythm games,
Mhm.
and so that also is very
Mhm.
up my. Have you seen that Beat Saber?
Oh yeah, I've seen Beat Saber.
Okay. And then Moss comes out like today, as I'm recording this.
Today.
I will be getting that
Mhm.
because I just like they put it on sale this last week,
Mhm.
and I was like, you know what? I'll get PSVR. Maybe we'll record it. I think the problem is I don't know the best way to capture VR footage.
We'll have to do the science on it.
And maybe what I need is like a clip-on mic so that I can like stand and still be recording.
A lavalier.
Yeah. Or just need to put the mic generically in front of me, and my
Yeah.
audio will suck.
Get like a
but it'll still
shotgun
be,
mic or
like-
something like that.
Yeah. And so like, yeah, I'm glad they're still supporting PSVR. Apparently, there's a really shitty FromSoft VR thing.
I don't know if it's shitty. I just don't.
You weren't interested?
I don't see the purpose of it. Granted, like all you saw was just like a kind of a.
I'll need to look
Sure.
it up.
Yeah, it's like
If I have
it's
any
got like a
opinions-
French name.
if I have any opinions on it, oh man, that was something at the beginning of the Sony conference. Actually, one of the little dudes that's like, like their little like chibi things, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
banana
yeah.
playing the guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing on the piano started playing Der Flowers,
Mhm.
which is like a very beginner intro piano song.
Yeah.
But there is a character that has an unfortunate death to that song that kind of triggered that memory
Oh.
of that character.
So this
dying.
little banana's doing this cute thing, and you're just, oh
I
no.
was like, oh no,
Really?
I love that character. I'm not going to tell you what it was or what
Yeah.
it's from. For the people that know what I'm talking about, hey, how that game right? It's really good. I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
Them
Didn't like
feels,
that
though.
part though.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all of Sony? Did we cover all of Sony? What else is in Sony?
Real quick, I totally forgot something about Microsoft. This made none of my lists, probably because it's never going to come out. It will eventually. Crackdown 3.
Oh yeah,
So
Terry Crews the game.
I love Terry Crews. Did you ever play Guerrilla Red Faction Guerrilla?
No.
That is, again, like such kind of like a janky game that is just so much fun. Like everything in that game is destructible, and it is so much fun to just get in a truck and drive through a wall, and just be able to, and just like hop out of your truck and then like go into the building and then shoot it. It's just so much fun just blowing up everything. And Crackdown 3 looks fun in a similar way. We're having some off-screen difficult. I say screen. You know what I'm talking.
Sorry.
It's fine. I hope that game, and they're kind of bringing back that same destructibility. I think the biggest problem with Guerrilla is that it just was. I mean, it was like on. We'll do a pause right here.
You take out the whisk.
And unpause. So the thing with Red Faction Guerrilla, I think, is that it just was a little before its time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the destructibility was good, but I just don't think the consoles at the time had the processing power for it.
Yeah.
And I would really like to see that. I really would like to see that done better.
That was the thing about Dead Island. Where like if you like, it's like, oh, you can do, so you can like anything you do to these zombies, like there were bits and pieces of the zombies, and I remember like cutting off a leg once and looking at the textures fucked up and loading, and it was like the model was definitely UV'd as like the boot, but the boot was still there, and it was like, oh, here's flesh on a boot, like if I have the picture, I'll show it. But yeah, so that basically concludes Sony.
Yeah, that's concludes Sony. I would like to see Crackdown 3 little less broy. That being said, I think it looks okay. I don't know when it's ever going to come out. They say next year.
It just looks like an Old Spice commercial.
Yeah.
Because they use Terry Crews, and Terry Crews is a great dude. But
sure. Anyhow, moving on. I think we gave that game more time than needed.
Ubisoft. Beyond Good and Evil 2. We got a
Sony. Did we talk about Spider-Man?
What did we not talk about?
Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man looks really good.
It's my number 6.
I don't really have much to say about it other than like, wow, that sure looks like a Spider-Man game.
So when this
looks fun.
When this game was announced, I'm like, I don't give a shit about superhero stuff. Spider-Man's okay, but I don't give a shit. And then they're like, hey, but Nate, it's kind of like 2. You remember that Spider-Man game you like when you was a kid? Remember when you go out to Blockbuster and you rent a game?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of Spider-Man 2. It also reminds me of Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, like
the fighting was like exactly Batman Arkham Asylum.
And I say yes as in like I'm glad it is. Like
that's a good
fucking
fighting
game.
System. So
like that like Batman had not had a good game.
I mean,
up until that
like
point.
Arkham Knight wasn't that great, but that's because of the story.
Thank you for the water.
But I mean, the reason Arkham Knight wasn't good was because the freaking okay, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that anyway. I was about to be like,
that's for another
because the big twist in the game is insert spoiler here. No,
Beep.
but yeah. So I mean, it looks good. I think he's fighting the Sinister Six.
Yeah, that's.
I recognized 4 of the 5 characters, and I'm pretty sure process of elimination would let me figure out who the you is at the end of the trailer.
You've got Blarf Man.
Is that what the black and white dude is?
That's Blarf Man.
Okay.
You got Screebles.
Yep.
That's the guy with the pointy tail.
That's Scorpion.
You got Crumb Dingus.
I believe that's Rhino.
You got Craig.
Is that Electro?
I think so.
Okay.
This guy with the zappies.
Yeah.
You got Lambert.
That'd be Vulture, probably.
And then I think should we spoil it? The 6th guy? Might as well. It's Lerps.
Gotcha.
Lurpy.
So it's
Lurpy
Sinestro.
Lerps. Yeah. We all knew it. Let's not be children here.
We all know that he's fighting the Cobra Commander.
We all knew it. All right, moving on. Spider-Man 2 looks. I mean, I'm not Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Honestly, it looks super good.
Is it Peter Parker or is it Miles Morales? Like, do you know which
They're
Spider-Man
both.
it is?
They're both in it.
I heard.
I think. I don't know to what capacity, but they're both in it.
Actually, speaking of Spider-Man, did you see the freaking movie trailer for Spider-Man?
No.
Oh, I will show you after we're done with
You
this.
will do a show.
And you're gonna fucking love it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it looked good. Like it looked good. Kudos for them making. I mean, like
animation
it's good.
looks.
It's good.
Fucking fantastic.
It's good when they make a game that's like supposed to be a cash grab, and it's just here's a really fucking good game.
Yeah, I will probably pick that up. I think it looks really good.
So
it made my number 4.
Ubisoft Beyond Good and Evil 2.
No, it didn't. It made my number 6.
I still hate that it's a prequel.
What are we talking about?
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this game.
I'm glad we got to see Jade.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
I don't know what the timeline is for this because
it's a prequel.
It's a prequel.
It is a prequel sequel, so it is a sequel that takes place before the first game.
Okay,
but it's the second game in the series.
So Jade was bad, and then she's good.
I guess. I've never played it.
Know.
I that might be another interesting one to stream or play.
Okay. I've seen most of the first game.
Like and they put characters, like they showed off characters that are in the first game.
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, he's there. And like the Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing, that's cool. What's even better is that like, and he kind of said this on Twitter, and not during these, like, we kind of screwed up because we shrunk the script down and we left this out. But for all the people who end up making art, music, stuff for this game, like the people who collaborate through our project, you will be getting paid.
Yeah, it's not like this is not a way of us getting free content.
Yeah, and it's like, no, we've paid out like over like $4 million to our collaborators. Like, we will be paying you if you end up collaborating something to this.
Yeah. So
like that was good.
Yeah.
Freaking Ubisoft, like, here's Joseph Gordon-Levitt and then here's Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
with like, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Transference looks fucking good too, though. It sounds interesting, rather.
It didn't make either of my lists, but it definitely. I will wait to see more on that. I like Elijah Wood. I think he does a lot of. I think he does a lot of weird, cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm super into. I'm not super. Obviously not super into it. My interest is definitely peaked for that. I just have to see more.
And then Just Dance, whatever. It was interesting as a motif for an intro, but whatever.
Sure.
Starlink.
Starlink is the Star Fox?
Yes. Well, the Switch version is getting like Star Fox in it.
Okay.
But the other versions are not, obviously,
okay.
Nintendo.
I didn't watch a whole lot. So
Starlink,
what's the deal with that then?
Starlink Battle for Atlas seems to be kind of like a more combat-heavy version of what what's the name of that game? Is it Journey? No, not Journey. Not freaking Journey. The Planet game. The one that pissed everyone off because
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like, here are planets and here are aliens, and you are fighting. You're trying to save your solar system, and you have a toy that goes onto your controller, and when you put stuff on the toy, boom, it's in the game.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like Ubisoft's play at Toy to Life.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of it being separate figures, it's like stuff that you add on to your ship. The Nintendo version just happens to be an R-Wing.
Okay. So as you're saying this, I'm thinking, I wish that I had not a time machine, but like a gun that could make me a child again.
So that you could fully enjoy it.
Because I don't feel like adult me will fully get, like, I'll definitely think, oh, it's cool. Like, I'm making my own little spaceship here.
Yeah.
You know, but I think child me would bust a child nut.
I definitely only bought it because, like, I pre-ordered it so that I could have the R-Wing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I'm going to play, and I was interested in the game when they showed it off last year.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I definitely mostly bought it for the R-Wing.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and they had Miyamoto up, and it was really cute when he said it looks magnificent très bien to Yves Guillemot. That was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute when Shigeru Miyamoto is like speaking other languages.
Yeah.
I was talking about microphones earlier. there was a couple times when they didn't freaking cut the microphone off. But like the Beyond Good and Evil was the best one because they're like, "Oh, you nailed it! You nailed it!"
Yeah,
Like, they were like patting themselves on the back, and it was like, "Oh, that's really cute."
Yeah.
And then they had a less
Yeah,
cute...
that could have gone really bad too.
Well, they did have a less cute one where it was like, "I'm really sorry they changed your intro." Nah, man, they've been like changing it like 4 or 5 times. It's like I don't think we were supposed to hear that.
Yeah. But to be fair, like that could have gone way worse than
But like it was really cute, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you nailed it!" Like I was like, "Oh," she was being encouraging.
That's nice goof ups.
Yeah,
it's like oh look, they actually
it's
like what they do.
They like what they do, and they're humans, and they're like it's so pure.
You didn't get any like where's my cocaine?
The Division.
I was promised cocaine.
The Division 2, they had a very long gameplay sizzle reel with like, oh yeah, these people are totally really playing the game.
I hate that stuff.
Like, oh man,
the game looks cool. I hate that stuff. That makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, nobody talks like that.
Yeah,
I mean, there's probably a lot more expletives and bad words, like words that you should not be saying.
Yeah,
in actual.
So much more dick jokes.
And then let's see here. What else was from them? Was that all for Ubi? Like, they talked they freaking had Grant Kirkhope, the man, the legend, the beautiful legend Grant Kirkhope, and Critical Hit, I think is the name of the band, to play some DK music, just to talk more about the Donkey Kong DLC for Mario and Rabbids. There's gonna be a Cranky Kong Rabbid.
Yeah. I saw that.
So that's I've been trying to get him to play Mario and Rabbids with me because he likes XCOM a lot. So.
Oh yeah, and XCOM is great, and Rabbids seems just a bundle of joy. Like it's like XCOM, but without the stress.
Yeah.
Like XCOM stresses me out.
Yeah. And I think that's all for Ubisoft. I don't think I have anything. I have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The trailer matches up perfectly with Jump Up Superstar from Super Mario Odyssey. And that made my day when I saw that. Because that's all I could think of. I love that they're making a female character playable finally.
Yeah.
Like, with no bullshit. It's like...
It'd be nice if it was just like, hey, it's a female character. It's like, well, but you could also be a man, too. Don't worry, just in case...
Don't worry, gamers. Just in case you were afraid of being a man.
Yeah.
Also, that man is gay, so I guess you need to panic now.
Maybe just, but like baby steps. I wish I could get excited about Assassin's Creed. Every time I see Assassin's Creed, I'm like, that looks cool. I haven't played any since 3. I feel like I've fallen off the series. I was really excited to get into the last one.
Because it just became an every year franchise that needed. Like, that was my deal with Pokemon this year. Honestly, I was like, I don't want them to come out with a new Pokemon game because, Game Freak needs a break.
Yeah.
That was the one thing about Smash's production schedule. Like, hearing that Sakurai has a much healthier work schedule now, I was like, oh, good. Because, the dude does not even be busting his ass over Smash. You know?
Yeah.
Which we'll get to.
We will definitely get to. We didn't for Sony. We didn't talk about Death Stranding, did we?
Oh no, I guess we didn't. That one actually happens to go very well with Breath of the Wild music. I might show you that after.
I mean, it's very Breath of the Wildy with him climbing up mountains and stuff like that.
I'm glad that we got some gameplay instead of just another. I mean, I'm glad we also. I'm calling it Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus.
I mean, that's the only way I'll ever think of that game now, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Norman Reedus and the
yeah.
So I have a quick question.
Answer.
Norman Reedus is supposed to be handsome?
I don't think so.
See, because so a lot of people I've talked to in my life, they say, yeah, want to break me off some Norman Reedus. Daddy's gonna get some.
I mean, if he were to proposition me, would I say no?
I mean, he's definitely.
I would say yes.
He's not super buff, but he could cradle me.
Yeah,
dude could cradle me.
We're going back to the DILF thing.
I don't see it. Maybe it's his sunken in eyes.
He's a very good actor.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about his acting at all. I'm purely objectifying this man. This human being, I'm breaking down into an object. So, Going back to Death Stranding though,
Yes.
my initial thought was, get a job, Kojima. Get a fucking do so. But that's not fair because I do like a lot of the Metal Gear stuff. I really liked parts of 5. I think mostly.
Well, the thing that Death Stranding has basically showed me, and the thing is like when I really like looked at Metal Gear stuff, it's like Kojima is good, but he's not like, I don't know, like
he's a cult leader. He is someone who with really strange and look, I don't like I am fighting all of my intuition of just that's not the right word. My urges to just shit talk Kojima, but I don't hate Kojima, and he's definitely made things that I like.
Yeah.
But
well, and I think also because like they're collaborating with Guillermo del Toro as well. Like I'm fairly
and I love
certain,
Guillermo.
And I'm glad. Like that's why I'm glad. Like this trailer specifically was like, here's some gameplay.
Yeah.
Here's some gameplay, so that like you can kind of and like I kind of have a feel for like what the stakes are now, kind of. Like I didn't come out as baffled as the last 2 conferences, but this is year 3 of Death Stranding.
I guess you're like a delivery boy.
This needs to probably come out in 2019.
I was excited to see Lea Seydoux.
Yeah.
She was in it. She's in it for the color blue. Also, one of my biggest fan things is James Bond. She played Madeline Swan in the Spectre. A lot of people didn't like that movie. It's not the best of the Craigs, but or really of any of the Bonds, but I honestly thought it was quite a bit of fun.
She came across like a James Bond actress. I was like, you've probably been in a James Bond movie.
Yeah, she has. I thought she was really good, actually.
Yeah. So is there anything else that we have on Death Stranding?
I could just go on because I like all during lunch I was thinking about like because I cannot like I'm in this weird superposition of like I hate you, Kojima, and also you're a genius.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like I was like, just freaking get to the point.
I just wish there was someone to rein him in.
If they had done another like weird ass trailer again this year with no gameplay, I'd have been like, okay, I am officially over. Because like year 1, first of all,
new studio, starting a new IP,
and that's
fine.
Thing, and that's the thing is like I'm pretty sure E3 happened like right after that happened, so of course they're not going to have like the game mostly done or even conceptualized at that point.
Yeah,
I get it. It's just like, hey, remember how we were going to do a Silent Hill game with Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima? Like, hey, we just want to let you know we're collaborating on a project still, even though we're not doing Silent Hill anymore.
Yeah.
And then last year it was like, now we're just going to troll y'all a little bit.
Yeah. Here's a little taste, and we're like, that's
and fucking Mads Mikkelsen's in there too, and
Mads Mikkelsen's
he's also phenomenal.
He's also in a Bond. I'm
sure he is.
Mads Mikkelsen.
The only thing I can like place him in currently is Star Wars Rogue One.
Who is he in Star Wars Rogue One?
He is the dad of the main character.
He plays the main guy. He plays Le Chiffre in Casino Royale, the first Craig film.
Okay,
and
so
technically the first Bond book as as well. So he plays poker, although it was baccarat in the original book. His tail is a tear of blood. Nerd. Sorry, I have a problem. I have an obsession.
So speaking of nerds, are we done with Sony?
I think we're done with Sony. I can't think of anything else that came out.
I believe
anything called
I believe the only thing that we haven't talked about.
The chance we can make it now.
Yeah. So, what are on your? Did we fail to mention anything on your other list before we talk about Nintendo?
I don't think there's anything on my lists. Let me see.
I may have talked about some of the stuff on your other list.
No, all stuff was. I think Death Stranding was the only thing that we hadn't talked about. Death Stranding did not make my 12. I don't know. I'll have to see gameplay.
Did we hit up all your 12?
Oh yeah, we hit up to 12.
Okay, we did hit 12. Okay, cool.
We hit that 12.
So, I kind of glossed over Atlas a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything about them.
Well, I mean, the only thing is they announced English versions for Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight and Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight.
Were those games you showed me the other day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They've officially been like announced for English localization in 2019. Patrick actually has a little E3 badge of those games. He
Oh,
took a
cool. Yeah,
picture. He's like,
I saw
I'm
the.
showing Kyle this because I got the Persona thing, and I was like, "Hey, the Persona thing." I hope he like gives that to me, but it's okay if he doesn't.
I saw the anime characters on top. I'm like, look at those anime characters.
Yeah. I hate the English names for those games. I feel like the Japanese games were names were fine.
What's the English names for it?
So the Persona 4 one, the one that came out on Vita a few years ago, is called Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
That's fine. That's
So in Japan, when the Persona 3 and the Persona 5 dancing games got released, they were released as Persona 3 Dancing Moon Night and Persona 5 Dancing Star Night. And in America, the way that the titles are localized, they're being called Dancing in Moonlight, Dancing in Starlight. And I was like, I just preferred the 3 syllables, man.
Yeah.
Because like Persona 4, Dancing All Night, Persona 3, Dancing Moon Night, Persona 5, Dancing Star Night. Like it rolls off the tongue.
I get it. I'm getting I can see how the meter of it would it fits a little bit better with the original. Yeah. As someone who really gets frustrated with like
English,
Japanese naming title, it kind of it just the dancing in moonlight, dancing in star, just that in it kind of cools my brain a little bit.
Yeah, I know it.
It's like, okay, that's better.
I know, and the only people that are going to be mad about it are people like me who are huge nerds, so it's okay.
Yeah. Well,
that was
it. We're all
though.
nerds.
I don't think Atlas. I think Atlas may have announced another.
You're among nerds here.
Etrian Odyssey or another Shin Megami Tensei game, probably. There's another Catherine.
I'm interested in that. Yeah, I played a little bit of the first Catherine.
I think the only thing I know about the new Catherine is that there is going to be a third Catherine in this remake, and that she is trans, I think.
Okay.
And that's the angle, and I'm worried about that because it's Japan, and it's Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe not
I don't know if it's going to be handled very tactfully, but we'll see.
Here, you know what? Benefit of the doubt.
I'm going to try. They do not have a good history with that, though.
Yeah. Don't you fuck me.
So yeah, Nintendo. Today's Direct was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I have positive feelings towards it. Once again, more elephants that need to leave this room are no Animal Crossing, which I was not expecting.
And they didn't bring up the Metroid 4, did they?
Metroid Prime 4. They even explicitly were like, "No, we are not. We have nothing new to show for Metroid Prime 4."
Which is disappointing because I'm really excited about that game.
I believe we will probably see some. Here's the thing. I'm not terribly disappointed with Nintendo because Nintendo, unlike Sony or Microsoft, does frequent directs throughout the year.
Yeah, they don't wait for a big thing.
This is not the only time we are going to hear information. And it's not true that Sony doesn't do that throughout the year, but Nintendo definitely does it more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Nintendo maybe does it once a quarter.
Yeah,
if it's not once a quarter, it's at least like 3 times a year.
They give pretty frequent updates. Also, Nintendo doesn't play by any... As, like, family-friendly as Nintendo is, they're pretty punk rock. They're like, well, we're going to do what we want to do, and it's going to work out.
Basically. And they're becoming, like, less family-friendly, I guess. I was kind of hoping to see more...
And I don't mean that as a dig. I mean, like, Nintendo is a fantastic company.
Yeah, I agree. Nintendo, like, I was expecting to see more Bayonetta 3, and I, just like Metroid Prime 4, didn't see more of that. And there was a couple things they showed after the Direct in their treehouse, which, if you were watching my reaction, I'll just put a card up for that reaction here. Then you would have heard me say at the very end that Nintendo is never done after their Directs. They always reveal stuff during their treehouse throughout the week. Like, today is not the only day that Nintendo's going to drop some information on games coming out. They're going to show stuff all week. So if you were disappointed by today, just be patient.
Yeah.
Also,
hold them horses.
The reason I'm like not bummed about Animal Crossing is a spring game.
Yeah.
If we don't hear about Animal Crossing by January, then I'll be like, yo, where's Animal Crossing?
What up?
Because that's not a holiday season game.
Mm-hmm.
That I just don't see Animal Crossing as a console seller.
Yeah.
As big as big as Animal Crossing is, I do not think it is bigger than Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it's
or
not
Mario.
It's not going to compete with that.
I mean, and shit, they put Zelda in March,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that did gangbusters. So
Yeah.
like, just kind of like we said, like they're gonna do it. It's gonna come out eventually. Just be patient.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm not too disappointed about the Metroid thing, because like, it's not like they're not working at it, making a fantastic game.
That's the thing is like, you know, the fact that they fucking showed the logo,
Mm-hmm.
like just the acknowledgement of, hey, here's a Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we have not shown any Metroid over the last like 7 years.
Yeah.
Here is some information to give you confidence that we are, in fact, we do remember what you like.
Yeah.
You know?
Stick that in your pipe and you know, smoke it.
So, I mean, and honestly, I feel like part of the problem with the games that they were developing was the Wii U just didn't sell.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because the Switch, we're getting all these things. Hey there, folks. I know this is kind of like a random cut-in from me literally talking a couple seconds ago, but I unfortunately lost the part of the conversation that Nate and I talk about our like direct thoughts about the Nintendo Direct, and he had watched it, but he did not have strong opinions one way or another about a lot of the Nintendo stuff. So basically, I'm just re-recording this in post, and actually, as I'm recording this, E3's been over, and so I've now had a chance to digest all of the information from Nintendo that they announced after the Direct was over. So starting out, we had Daemon X Machina, which looked really cool. The art style really grabbed me. I'm wondering if that's going to be a Switch exclusive or not. It looks like it probably will not be, but I don't know. The art style was really cel shaded, so I don't know. Then after that, they showed off the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, which, or actually, I don't even know if it's DLC or not, because I think it's just a prequel game. I think it's a full game. They did not make that very clear, especially because people know that there's a season pass, so I don't actually know that for sure, like what's up with that. After that, they showed Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I do have feelings about because it looks like it's going to be a nice return to form for Fire Emblem. Just in that, like, I felt like the home console ones just felt a little bit different. Like, Path of Radiance feels different than playing Fire Emblem, which feels different than playing the 3DS ones. But there's also somebody who never really, like, played the 3DS ones, you know, in a full sitting. Like, I've started to play Awakening and Fates, but I just never really got far enough to care. Same thing with Echoes. I just didn't play it long enough. But the fact that units actually have an army behind them, other units with them, they're like, oh, you're actually fighting on a battlefield. Like, okay, I can get behind this. I'm interested. And it got delayed. I guess it was supposed to come out this year, but it doesn't really matter. We're getting Smash. I think Reggie talked about Pokemon next, and while I'm not really jazzed behind the fact that they're locking basically a mythical Pokemon behind a peripheral, I was, you know, in full transparency, I was going to buy the peripheral anyway. So it was like, oh, well, as if I needed another excuse to pick this up, you know? So that was fine. I'm like, okay, well, I was going to buy that anyway, so now I just get a bonus. And I believe next there was just like a sizzle reel of some other games that were just going to be on the Switch. Splatoon 2 Octo expansion actually ended up coming out like that week. I don't think it came out the day of the Direct, but it was kind of announced like at the World Championships. Hey, by the way, we're dropping that update right now. So that was really cool. I've been actually playing that over on my Twitch channel at twitchtv.kipper0308, or if you just look at other videos in this channel, you'll see that playthrough because I've been uploading as I stream it. They also announced Dragon Ball FighterZ was going to come to the Switch. Fortnite 2. I'm not as jazzed about Fortnite because I don't care about Fortnite, but, you know, there are people who do, and there are people who I'm sure are happy. They're probably not happy with Sony, but, you know, they're happy that it's on the Switch. And then there was no Yoshi and no Metroid and no Pikmin and no Animal Crossing. and I was okay with that. And forgive me if I'm repeating stuff that we've already talked about. In fact, I think we already directly talked about it, but I kept my expectations kind of high. As you see in the beginning intro of my reaction video, I was super jazzed about it, but I've learned to not expect things from Nintendo. Like, I can guess at things, but I'm not going to expect things. So I guess then we can talk about the next big thing, which is Smash, because there was a lot of Smash at this Direct, and I think that was great. I freaked out at the idea of everyone being here. It is definitely a new game. It is not a port. Anyone who tells you it is a port does not understand video game development. And this is coming from like someone that has definitely worked on a video game before, albeit not like it's won awards at conventions. So I guess that has enough pedigree for me to go, hey, you know what? It got a prize one time. So I know what I'm talking about, sort of. Like, it's a new engine. The graphics are all different. There's a whole bunch of new characters. Even if they are not new to Smash, they are new to this iteration of the game. And it's going to be phenomenal. And I look forward to playing as Ridley and Daisy and Inkling. They also announced Amiibo for them, which I'm also super jazzed about because I am an Amiibo collector. That is something that I do. And especially for the Smash ones, like, I have them all just chilling right behind me. You know, I was super glad that at least at this moment of me saying this, they have not announced an entire brand new line, but I think that bubbles popped for them anyway. Like, I think they can get away with releasing the new stuff, but if they try to be like, oh, we're going to announce a whole new line again, it's like, I kind of hope that if they ever do something with Amiibo again, like on a larger scale, and they kind of make a game where you can do stuff with them. But at the very least, they're nice collectibles. So, I mean, I like having them on my shelves all over my apartment. It's really nice. But, and then that's coming out in December, and Pokemon's November, so I'm going to be very busy. It's going to be kind of hard to decide whether or not I want to stream Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee, because, I don't know. I just like the preview of it, even though it definitely was like, trying to get the business side of it is like, we're trying to get the casual audience to come check out the Switch and check out Pokemon because they liked Pokemon Go. But like that thing in their Treehouse demo where they're like, you have to have a Pokemon that is super effective against rock to even be able to enter the gym. It's like, man, like, weren't there better ways of teaching y'all's mechanics? And for the people who've been waiting for a Pokemon game to let us skip the tutorial, which is literally all I want. Like, if there's nothing else I could ask from Pokemon, it's no more HMs to return. So like, ride Pokemon, come back, please. And then for the like the do you know how to catch a Pokemon, where you can say yes and they go, are you sure? And you could say yes, and then they drop it. You know, of course in Pokemon Let's Go it's going to be different because catching Pokemon is different. And something that I've kind of like figured out or thought about is I do love the GameCube games for Pokemon Colosseum and Colosseum XD. And there are no wild Pokemon encounters, or at least they're very limited wild Pokemon encounters, because I think they added wild Pokemon as a thing to the second game, but like not in a major capacity. So, you know, that game is already a game that's filled with story and filled with just trainer battles, and they're fine. I mean, like they're definitely like among the weirder of Pokemon titles, but I still loved those as a kid, and I can still pop those games in and go, yeah, look at how great this music is and how great this game is. So it just depends. We'll have to see how it comes out. But thank you so much if you've listened to this discussion, this whole thing. It was a very long video for me to ask you to sit through, and hey, you know, I appreciate everybody who's checked me out. I know that we've only gotten maybe like 10 to 12 views on stuff, but you know, every single one of those people that have taken the time to listen to me ramble, I so appreciate it. Just because it's harder and harder to break into this kind of thing where you're like, oh, I'm going to record and put myself out there on the internet. And, you know, the returns are small right now, and I hope they can grow in the future. And you can help them grow by subscribing to this channel,
You can hit that bell icon because right now my uploads are still not really set on a time. Eventually, what I want to do is like have a schedule where videos go up at a specific time, and so that people don't need to hit a bell icon because they already know an episode's going to be coming. And then I also have a Twitch channel at twitchtv.kipper0308. I'm also at kipper0308 on Twitter. Feel free to give those a follow. Take a look at the stuff that I post. It's generally video game and internet general nonsense. Some spicy takes, some mild takes, that kind of usual jazz. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye.